Okay, so I'm really excited to answer this question because it's about biology and like molecular bio. Very fun. So what's the deal with mRNA? What the heck is it? And is it going to be safe for you to get? And the answer is yes, it's going to be fine. So something to keep in mind. You have DNA in your nucleus. That DNA will get transcribed into something called mRNA, and then that mRNA is going to be translated into something called proteins. So think of the order: DNA, mRNA, protein. That's the order, okay? Your DNA stays in your nucleus, your mRNA goes out of your nucleus, and then the proteins are also made outside of the nucleus. So that's what you need to know. And so to demonstrate this, I'm gonna use some stuff I have at home. So, okay, let's imagine that this is half of a cell. This bowl here is a cell. My orange here is my nucleus. So notice that the nucleus is encased in something, and it's in its own spot, okay? And the coronavirus is gonna be this. So my coronavirus has these spike proteins on the outside, okay? These spike proteins are the things that latch onto your cells. And when they latch onto your cells, they are then able to invade your cells. And once they invade your cells and they go in, that is dangerous, okay? We don't want that because the virus is actually in your cells, and the virus can then infect and take over your cells. No bueno, we don't like that. Okay, so what you need to know about mRNA. The vaccine doesn't have the DNA. It doesn't even give you the whole virus. This is not going to go inside your body when you get the vaccine. So what is going inside your body instead is this spike protein here. The instructions to make this, that is the mRNA. So I'm going to say that my instructions to make this spike protein are going to be in this little thumbtack here. This is mRNA. The mRNA is going to be encased in some lipid, a nanolipid vesicle that is going to travel through your body, and that nanolipid vesicle is going to drop off the instructions to make the spike protein into your cells. So the only thing going in your cells, it's not even this thing, it is instructions to make the protein, the spike protein. So this is going to go in your cell, and that's what's going to be there. And so once those instructions are there, you have something called ribosomes, if you remember what that is. So ribosomes are going to find those instructions, and they're going to read them, and then they're going to make that protein. They're going to make the spike proteins. So inside your cells, all of a sudden, you will have all of these spike proteins in your cells, like that, right? But the spike proteins are just spike proteins. There's no virus in your cell. So the proteins are going to be made, and then your immune system is going to recognize those proteins. And so when the immune system, like your B cells, your T cells, your macrophages, your white blood cells, these cells are going to recognize these spike proteins. And when they recognize them, they're going to study them, and then they're going to make weapons against them. And those weapons are the antibodies. And so your antibodies are then going to be able to recognize spike proteins that are already on a virus if it invades your system. So what you're making, you're not making any virus. You're not altering your DNA. The only thing that you're making is the spike protein, this thing, and it's because you are getting this thing. You're getting the instructions to make this thing, and then that's it. And then your body is going to be protected from this version of the coronavirus, and who knows how long it's going to last. It depends on if how the virus mutates over time, but that's a little bit of how it works. If you have more questions, please let me know.